Okay, practice 9.4, the first problem. Find the tangents of the acute angles in the right triangle. Write each answer as a fraction. Okay, so the acute angles are the non-right angles, right? So let's say we are down here at angle R. Then across from that, this is the opposite leg. And then right here is the adjacent leg. So for tangent, I'm looking for opposite leg over adjacent leg. So the tangent of R, of angle R, when I'm at angle R, opposite over adjacent, 24 over 10. Okay, and I do want to reduce that, so that would be 12 over 5 reduced. Okay, so there's the tangent of R. If we are at the other angle, if we're over here at angle S, then this would be opposite. That would be the opposite leg from there, and this would be the adjacent leg. So then the tangent of angle S is going to be 10 over 24. Reduce that, and I'll get 5/12. Okay. All right, next up, describe and correct the error in writing the statement of the tangent ratio for the given figure. So tangent of K, so let's kind of try to think through this. The opposite leg would be 32, and the adjacent would be 24. So they did adjacent over opposite instead. They got it flipped, right? They should have said that the tangent of K is 32 over 24. Okay, so you can put that in your own words, but they got that flipped upside down there. That's the mistake. Okay, next up, for all of these, we're finding the value of x, and we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so that's why I got the calculator out here. I'm going to need it. So I'm going to think of myself at least at the acute angle that's marked. So on this first one, I'm thinking, okay, I'm down here. This would be opposite leg. This is adjacent leg. So that means I can set up a tangent ratio. Okay, I want to say where I am. I'm at the 65-degree angle. Opposite is 29. Adjacent is x. Okay? And then what I can do to solve for x, some people would multiply both sides by 29, but that's not going to get the x out of the denominator there. You could multiply both sides by x, and then you'd still have to divide both sides by the tangent of 65. I'm going to do the incredible switch. That's a maneuver I invented. So you just switch those two when you've got a variable on the bottom, and here's what you're going to end up with, 29 over the tangent of 65 degrees. Now I've got something that I can plug into a calculator. Okay, so you want to make sure you're in degree mode. So let me double check my mode. I can see I am in degree mode. That's good. Okay, so I can just type it in like this. In some calculators, you might want to find the tangent of 65 first. And you might actually have to hit 65 and then tangent. So that would be the denominator, right? So I'd do 29 divided by that 2.14 number. And the less rounding you do as you go, the better off you'll be. So either way, I get about 13.53. Going to the nearest hundredth there, that's 2 places past the decimal. Okay. All right, next up, so I'd want to be here for tangent. I'm at the 70-degree angle. Opposite is x, adjacent is 3. So the tangent of 70 degrees is going to be x over 3. I don't need incredible switch here because I don't have a variable in the denominator. So I'll just multiply both sides by 3. And then x is going to equal 3 times the tangent of 70 degrees. So in my calculator, 3 times the tangent of 70 degrees. Again, you might have to do tangent 70 and then multiply that by 3. But you should come out to about 8.24. Okay, next up. Okay, up here at this 40-degree angle, so opposite would be 15, adjacent is x, so tangent of 40 degrees. And I'm off screen a little bit there. Okay, is going to be 15 over x. I want to do incredible switch here because the variable's on the bottom, so let's switch those two. And plug that into my calculator. And I got 17.88. Okay. Moving on. So yeah, obviously at any point you could pause these and try them out on your own. All right, so I'm going to be over here. Opposite is x, adjacent is 40. So the tangent of 58 degrees is going to equal x over 40. Incredible switch is no good here. I just multiply by 40 to isolate the x. Okay, and don't multiply the 58 by 40. I see people do that sometimes. That's incorrect. You want to multiply all of tangent 58 degrees by 40 degrees, by 40. All right, so let's see, 40 times the tangent of 58 degrees gives me about 64.01. Okay, next up, I'm at here. Now, actually, if you recognize that this is a 45, 45, 90, x should come out to 9, right? Because this should be an isosceles right triangle. But let's just try it with tangent anyways, because we can. So tangent of 45 degrees, so we can test this and see if this really works or not. Opposite is 9, adjacent is x. Okay, I'm going to do incredible switch. So x is going to equal 9 over the tangent of 45 degrees. Don't have much space here, just enough. That came out to 9. So it's actually exactly 9, so I shouldn't have put approximately. Okay. All right. And hey, this is a 30, 60, 90. So again, if you know your special right triangles, I'm going from long leg to short leg. So I'm going to divide by the square root of 3. This should come out to 1. Let's try it with tangent though. So the tangent of 30 degrees down here is going to equal x over root 3. Okay, and then I multiply both sides by the square root of 3. Sorry, that's hard to read there. That's supposed to say the square root of 3, so that I cancel those out. Okay, square root of 3. I'm just going to go ahead and use parentheses so that my calculator doesn't think that the tangent part is underneath the radical. And it comes out to 1. Another way to get around that on the calculator could just do tangent of 30, then multiply that by square root of 3. Yeah, comes out to 1, just as predicted. Okay, all right. So next up, you are measuring the height of a tree. Let's draw a little picture. Here's you. Here's a tree. Not bad. Look at that. Okay, so it says that you stand 58 meters from the base. So this is 58 meters. Okay. You measure the angle of elevation to the top of the tree to be 13 degrees. So you'd have to put your little measuring device on the ground, really, or else it wouldn't take into account your height. But let's say that this is 13 degrees, this angle of elevation there, and we're supposed to find the height of the tree. Well, now that we got it set up, we can just use tangent, right? So from here, opposite is x, adjacent is 58. So the tangent of 13 degrees equals x over 58, and multiply both sides by 58. And put that in my calculator. 58 times tangent of 13 degrees. And that's about 13 point, where's the one nearest 100? 13.39. And that's going to be in meters. Okay, and one more. Surveyor standing 30 feet from the base of a tall building. So they give us a little clue here. This is going to be tall, so we know something about the building. Okay, here is the surveyor. Here is the tall building. 30 feet from the base, so 30 feet ground distance. Okay. The angle of elevation is 65 degrees. And find the height of the building to the nearest foot. Okay, so tangent again, right? Tangent of 65 is going to equal h over 30. Tangent of 65 degrees equals h over 30. Multiply both sides by 30 to solve. And I got about 64.34. And this is going to be in feet. And that is practice 9.4. See you later.